it's Hillary. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have kind of a crazy video that I never in my entire life thought I would ever make. And they are bullet journal spread ideas for living during a pandemic. So, yeah. I know there's a post in a bullet journal Facebook group that I am a part of, and people were kind of sounding off about whether you should or shouldn't have this included in your planner. But to me, my planner is a documentation of my life and what goes on in my life, the good and the bad. And so for me, it's really important to document this season and document what I'm doing and what God is teaching me, because these are the things that we will be telling our kids and grandkids about someday. And so I thought that maybe it would be helpful for some other people too to see some different bullet journal spread ideas for this time in our world. And so I'm going to go through and show you guys 7 different bullet journal spread ideas for this season of life, of living during a pandemic. So I'm kind of start, this was the last spread that I made, so I'm going to kind of start here and work backwards. So this first spread idea that I'm giving you guys, number 1, I'm calling it COVID facts and tips. So I kind of have categorized it all on this page as one category, COVID facts and tips. So right here I wrote down, and I have this space also to write down more different tips that I found on Facebook or articles I've read or things like that. Like washing hands, surfaces to disinfect. I thought this one was a really, really good one that Juan found. Actually, it says when you are out and about in public, whether you're at the grocery store or wherever you are, to use your non-dominant hand. So like for me, I'm right-handed, so I would use my left hand to open the door or type in, my PIN on a credit card machine or whatever, because you're more likely to touch your face or something with your dominant hand. So I thought that was a really good tip. Another one that I forgot to add, but that we're doing, is we're not wearing rings or watches or glasses. So I took my wedding ring off, which was really sad, but I think that will help us stay healthier. So that was what I put on this page, is tips. And then I thought this was really important, was to write out the differences between the flu and allergies and the coronavirus. So I thought that was just kind of a good thing to have in here. And then I also thought this was interesting, was marking and writing down the duration of the virus on various surfaces. So that's kind of what I put for my coronavirus facts and tips. So that was idea number 1. Idea number 2, I'm actually going to flip to a little bit later in my bullet journal. So this isn't a new spread for me for this season, but it's one that I think is a good one. It's books to read. I love reading books. I am encouraging you all to stay at home, you guys. That is the best way to help fight the spread of this horrible disease, this horrible virus, is to stay at home. And so an awesome thing to do is to read. Now, 2020 has been a really crazy year with being my wedding and everything, and so I've only finished 1 book so far, so I'm hoping to be able to finish more books. So that is spread idea number 2, is books to read. All right, we're gonna flip back. So this was the last spread I made. So then the next one, idea number 3, is to write out your routines. So for me, my day on routines and my day off routines, I am now working from home. I work at a church, and we were still working all last week, which was March 16th through the 19th. We were still working at church, and finally on Thursday I said, I am working from home. Everything I'm doing here I can be doing from the safety of my home. And so Thursday was my first day working from home, and so I thought it would be good to make a schedule for me. I am doing way more computer work than I normally do, and so my wrists have been hurting me a lot, and so I'm going to try doing work for 2 hours, take a 15-minute break, work for 2 hours, take a break. So I'm hoping that'll help my wrists be stronger as I am working. So that is my day on routine. And having some kind of downtime in the evenings, working out, showering every day. And then typically I have Fridays and Saturdays off. That's a little different now because we're juggling emails and phone calls and things with everything happening at church. But this is kind of the routine I wrote for my day off. So kind of waking up and Bible study and breakfast with Juan, and then having kind of free time to do what we want, and then lunch and free time, workout, shower, dinner, free time, bedtime. So trying to get to bed a little bit earlier than normal. And I love how these pages turned out. I love the color schemes I use. I just think they're really fun and pretty. It's really important to have routines, even not during a pandemic, but especially if you're staying at home more often, just to have kind of a routine. I'm, not going into church for work, but still having kind of that structure of, getting ready and having designated time to work. So, I also read something online that talked about how it's good if you have kids to have routines, but maybe don't put times on them, because then you're going to feel like a failure or whatever if you don't have it done at a certain time. And so the thing I saw online suggested if you have a family, make a routine, but don't put times on it. So there's another little fun fact. So that was idea number 3, is to have day on, day off, or just routines in general in your bullet journal. All right, idea number 4 is movies to watch. Juan and I, in general, love watching movies and TV shows in the evenings, and so I wrote them out by movies we wanted to watch on Amazon and Netflix. So if you guys have any suggestions for us, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to know, and same with books. If you have any book suggestions, I'd love to hear those. Yeah, that's another great spread idea to kind of think of, okay, it's a cool idea to watch movies, and so what are some ones that we want to watch? And I was thinking next to it, I could even rate them, so like do 5 stars, 4 stars, etc. to the right of them. So that was idea number 4, is movies to watch. Idea number 5, so we're up to idea number 5, is groceries. So lists of things that are good to get if you are stocking up for being quarantined, whether it's for 14 days or a month. It's also just in general, like the less you can go out, the better, the less chances you have of catching it. And so I separated by food, household items, and then medicines that are good to have. And so things that will last a long time and things that are important to have on hand. So Juan and I last week did some grocery shopping and stocked up on food. I have more food. Normally we don't have a ton of food on hand that we keep, but we are stocked up and good to go. So praise the Lord for his provision and being able to have enough supplies to where we don't need to go out very often at all. So that was idea number 5, was a grocery list, good ideas to have on hand for a quarantine. Idea number 6, this is my favorite one that I did, is a prayer list. I believe in the power of prayer. God is a mighty and powerful mountain-moving God. That's why I added this, faith can move mountains and faith over fear. And so what I did was I have a bunch of different categories of things and people to pray for. So pray for families, students, schools and teachers, businesses, the media, the vulnerable, local national leaders, health professionals, containment, economy, pastors, truck delivery drivers, people not taking the virus seriously. So those are kind of the different categories I have to pray for, and then below some different things to pray for that group of people. And so I used a prayer page from 24/7 Prayer that I will link in the description box below if you guys want to check that out. And it had some of these, and then Juan and I also thought of some of these together. So that is idea number 6, is a prayer list for the coronavirus. All right, and idea number 7 is fun things to do. So, oh, my sticker came apart. I'll have to fix that. So as you saw on our little, let's set that over to the side. As you saw on our kind of day on, day off, I have like different patches that say free time, and so these are different things you can do. Do an indoor picnic, clean an office, read a book, cook new things, craft, listen to a podcast, build a fort, puzzle, make a collage, manicure, pedicure, look through old pictures, tea party, read the Bible, karaoke, dance party, movie night, crosswords. So I came up with just a bunch of fun things that Juan and I can do together, and yeah, to just kind of have fun and rest and relax in the evenings. So that is idea number 7, is fun things to do when you are at home. So I hope these ideas helped you guys. I do have a whole bullet journal playlist that I will link in the description box below. And the bullet journal I am using for 2020 is the Clever Fox Planner, Clever Fox Dot Grid journal. I'm not sure if Amazon is shipping these right now. I thought I heard that they were only shipping essentials, but I'm not totally sure about that. So I'll link this journal, that's Dot Grid journal, in the description box below if you want to pick one up. I love it because the pages are really thick, and so you don't see any bleed through, hardly at all. There's no bleed through and hardly any shadowing from the previous pages. So it's a really awesome, beautiful paper to use in your bullet journal. And so let me know in the comments down below, how are you guys handling the coronavirus? And I'd love to know, are you going to be documenting it in your bullet journal? And yeah, give this video a thumbs up, not a thumbs up for the coronavirus, a thumbs up for having fun and taking a break from the craziness that is our world to just play and use washi tape and fun pens and stickers to get our minds on just some other things. So I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss out on any creative faith videos. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.